Good afternoon. This is Eric Christensen of the Tropical Analysis and Forecast Branch of the National Hurricane Center with the latest Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing recorded Sunday, February 9th, 2025, valid through February 14th, 2025. The main weather issue continues to be winds pulsing to gale force off the coast of Colombia in the south central Caribbean, mainly during the evenings and early morning hours over the next several days, with peak seas at 13 feet. Broad high pressure across the subtropics is supporting fresh trade wind flow and moderate to rough seas across the tropical Atlantic and Caribbean, with fresh to strong winds and rough to very rough seas in the Caribbean off Colombia and south of Hispaniola. Winds have been pulsing to gale force mainly at night off Colombia. Benign marine conditions are observed elsewhere. For Monday, little change in the pattern or with resultant weather conditions, with winds pulsing to gale force off Colombia with rough seas, mainly Monday night. A front will move into the central Atlantic on Tuesday east of Bermuda, disrupting the subtropical ridge. This will have little impact, however, on the fresh to strong trade wind flow and rough seas over the tropical waters. Little change is expected over the Gulf and subtropical Atlantic with generally benign marine conditions. The cold front will shift eastward Wednesday. High pressure will build behind the front, reinforcing fresh to strong winds and rough to very rough seas across the tropical Atlantic and Caribbean, with winds continuing to pulse to gale force off Colombia mainly Wednesday night. Southeast winds will increase slightly over the Gulf as low pressure deepens over the northeastern part of Mexico. By Thursday, a cold front will move into the northwestern Gulf. Little change elsewhere in the pattern or resultant weather conditions, with winds again pulsing to gale force off Colombia by Thursday night. By Friday, the cold front will reach from off the Carolinas to the west central Gulf to the far southwest Gulf, followed by fresh to strong winds and moderate to rough seas. The high pressure over the Atlantic will shift eastward slightly through Friday ahead of the front. This may allow winds to stay below gale force off Colombia Friday night, but will have little impact on the fresh to strong trade winds and rough seas noted elsewhere. This has been Eric Christensen with the Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing. The next briefing will be Thursday at 5 p.m., February 13th. You can always get the latest graphics and information at hurricanes.gov/marine.